Hello everybody, welcome back to Boo Bear Trader. So today I'm going to review 6 stocks that will have earnings tomorrow. Now it's 11 p.m. here I am. So first I'm gonna go over with HCA Healthcare. Alright, so I'm gonna take this time to go over some basics for beginners as well, so they will learn while looking at the chart and try to work on their own. Okay, because to be honest, I was like that before, traded stock without any knowledge, and I lost a lot of money. After a couple years, I decided to stop trading, and I actually focus on fundamental. I study from, I forgot, someone back in 2009 or 2010, and then slowly gaining some knowledge. And you know what? After 15 years, okay, I mean, I learned along the way, but after 15 years, I found that it's easier and simpler just to use the trend line for support, resistance, and looking back at the previous high or low. And that way, you can actually predict pretty accurately. If you watch my video before, you will notice that sometimes, even though I guess wrong, but on the opposite side where the stock move, it's actually hit my other limit or target because of just the fundamental. All right, so let's go along and then let's learn together and make each other better in predicting stock movement. All right, so HCA, before, usually I would look at the stock about 2 to 3 years to see what is the mean price. So the mean price for HCA probably about 300. So now 341, which is, a little bit high, but not that high, compared to the past couple years. It's about average. Now we're focusing on the mid-term and short-term. I will take, in choosing the point where you draw a line, is that the line will go through as many pivot points as possible. For example, if I start from here and go here, I have only 2 points. If I use here, you can see it's almost taking 3 points and then closer to this point as well. So I would skip this one as a pass through. All right, so now we have the support trend line of the midterm. Next, I would choose the next high to here, okay, which is not bad. Or I can select here as well, but I think the best is to select this because it's go through many more pivot points. Okay, so now we got the trend. So midterm, we have the stock going up. That means when I switch to weekly, which is for me is more mid term than a long term, we will see it's a little bit overbought, right? Now for short term, which is daily, we can see its daily is oversold. And if we take about a couple months, we can see it's been going down, right? So, do we use this point, mid range, or do we use the short term? It usually depends. All right. So if for short term, I will select, I would say this right here, and we'll change the color to blue. So this is the high. For the low, I will select here and then go down maybe here. So I can actually use this low as well. All right. So we got mid term and we got short term. Okay. So which one do you want to use? To me, I can use both, or I can use the short term as well. But usually the midterm have more weight than the short term. Just a little bit, right? More. Short term is also important when we see the trend change. So now we have this, it looked like the trend, okay, so midterm is been going up, and now look like it's starting to go lower for the past couple months, almost 3 months now. So I will take out the mid-term, but let's focusing on the short term. All right, so short term, what do we have here? We got the stock from here, bounce up, and then come down, bounce. Here it just during one day, come down and close back up a little bit in the mid channel, and then keep going, hit, and then coming back down, pulling back right now. So what's next? Short term oversold, long term is still a little bit overbought, right? So if that's the case, I would say there's more chance of it bouncing up when it's like this oversold a little bit. But the midterm or long term is over a little bit overbought, not too much. The earning need to be decent and pretty good to bounce. Otherwise, if earning is weak, outlook is negative, it will coming down. So for pullback more, I would say about 55%. A bounce, I will say 45. So now for a bounce, where is the next point that I'm going to pick? So I'm saying probably around this area or the low. Let me see. Actually, I will pick here. Okay. So, no, actually, I will have it a little bit more. Why? I choose the top of this. And if I draw a line you can see it go over here, touching these. This is the top of these candle, and this is top of this candle as well. Go over here more, and then another top. So for top of the range, it will be at 369. So I'd round it up. All right, so 40% of a bounce, 55% of a pullback. Now I'm looking at the last low. I can pick here, but it's not that much of a low. I'd rather pick this one or even this one. If I pick this one and then look back, you can see over here it has more to cross, like a touch of the peak, right, or the bottom. So that is a good place to call it a support. So the last low and then going across backward, and we see a lot of pivot point, which is a good level. Now we need to check. So it's about 315. Okay. Now pretty much I am done. But usually I will look back to see what else. If I remember the low, if I select this low and this here, you can see the low here and the low here kind of cross about here. So it might have a little bit more to come down, and then maybe it will bounce. So that is why I say it's about 45% of a bounce. If it's up here, I would say a pullback will have about 60 to 65%. So that is the reason why. So there you go, folks. That's how I do all my prediction. Pretty easy. The only hard part is to look at the chart and use which one that you think will be most probable. Okay. All right. So using the same knowledge, going to AON. We can see it for short term. It's neutral. It came from here, went up and pulled back and went sideways for almost a couple months. If I look back, right, I'm going to go a little bit faster now. If you need more info, you just go back to the previous check segment and then you can see again. Or you can just replay over and over. All right, so we have this as a support, okay? For the past couple years, look like it's about the midpoint. So right now the price is not bad. So I'm gonna look for a mid. You see that? Crossing a lot of point for the resistance. And then the low would be like this, right? So basically that how it has been. Okay. If I select from here, this low going over is still kind of crossed that way. So yeah, so midpoint will be right here. What about short term? Short term, let me see. I'm going to zoom in. So short term is basically I will choose this point from June. And then I'm gonna, so let's make it purple. Or let's make it blue so it's easy to see. Okay, and then for the support, it's almost the same, but I would say it's a little bit higher. So cross more right here. So either way is they are both going between the two wedges. All right. So it looked like it broke out a little bit and came down. So usually when something come up, it will come back to test the line. So look like okay, so short term is neutral, long term is also neutral. So it's 50-50. And if we look at it again, it's also in the middle. So again, it's going to be 50-50. Guess what? I will tell it's 50-50. So now if it pull back, it will come down to maybe 350, or I'm going to choose this one because it's usually when they have earning, the stock move more. Okay, so I would say about at least 5%. And where is that? It about 340. Okay, for the high, the top of the range is 370. I will choose this, or it can go as much as 378, right? But I would choose 370 because it's about 5%. About, not really, but close. 370, 378 will be the other one, the other oops. So 378 will be another target, but most likely 370. So as I told you, 50-50. Next is charter communication. Oversold, short term, long term, neutral. Right now is it's still a little bit higher than the mean. I would say about 350. So it's a bit higher. Now, okay, so for these stock, they you can see it's kind of jumping all over the place, right? But still, you can get some midterm. I can choose this point, or guess what happened? I can move up here to here and see it will touch more pivot point. See that? So that is for midterm. That's for midterm support, and this is midterm resistance. So you can see it kind of moving near the bottom of the channel. That means more chance of a bounce. All right, so now for short term, what do we have? short term, I can choose this. Okay. So yeah. And then, okay, so short term also, well, actually, like this. So you can see for both short term, which is the orange, and midterm, which is the blue uh, um, channel, they both need a support, which mean more chance of a bounce, right? Well, you can see here it's almost like head and shoulder, but not really, because this shoulder is going to be higher than this head, so it doesn't work that way. So we really don't count that. So now we just look at the support and resistance. So most likely a bounce. So I would say that there's a bounce of about 60% to 65% at this point. So I try to choose the last low high. I can choose this point as well. Actually, it's better to choose this point, right? So that one. So that will be 400, because we like even number, or as high as 420. Okay. So I think if it bounces, it actually will cross and go even higher. Maybe we'll touch or even go up here, but most likely we'll touch the top of the orange line, the orange resistant trend line. So I will pick that, which is 411, and that is 60 to 65%, which is a lot. For lower range, I will pick 356, right? As for this low, and you can tell it go over to a bunch of level over here. So that looks like a good spot. All right. See how easy that is? And usually after that, the last thing I'm going to look for is like pattern. For example, you can see this one, right? It looked like a bear flag. So if I zoom in, you see the bear flag and you see this? This is perfect. Meaning, you know what? Now I have to adjust my percentage, probability. Now I say up gonna be about 55. Down will be 45 because of the bear flag, right? So we got a positive support and we got a bear flag, which is a negative. So you can see it's kind of pulling, but I believe the positive will be more. So I would say 55, 60%. And this will be 35 to 40% pullback. But we will see tomorrow. Next, we have Phillips 66. All right, short term, I'm going to go a little bit quicker now. Short term, oversold a little bit. Long term, overbought. Okay. So wait, yep. All right, so we have, it went down and then boom, drop, then came back up and kind of like even now. After that, it pulled back and looked like the short term is the direction is changing. And do you see another one that I just saw? A bear flag. You hear? Okay, but let's leave it there for a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna draw a trend line. Okay. So why I picked this one and didn't pick this one? Just because when the trend line go through more pivot point, it's more accurate. That's all. Oops, what happened? Okay. All right. Next is the high. All right. The high will be that. Almost parallel. Just a little bit broke out and then came back to the channel. Not much going on. So right now it's kind of sit on the support of the midterm, short-term negative. So I would say probably, I would say down 55 and up 45. So, well, another one is that down more because it's kind of broke below the channel, broke out of the down and from the channel. So it might go more because you can see bear flag with this candle is trying to confirm. If it's going down, you come down to here, or yes, or even here. And I will choose this because it's crossed more point all the way over. All right, so that is 118. Okay, for if it bounce, rally 135. Okay, that's it. Bounce 45%. Break down 55%. Right, two more to go. Net West Group. Never seen this one before, I don't think. So short term overbought, long term also a little bit overbought. So that means it have more chance to go down. Because when it's overbought, long term and short term, the expectation is high. And the estimate, the report need to beat estimate, and the outlook need to be very positive in order for the stock to keep going up. Okay, so short term is already changed the direction, the trend. So why did I choose this and not this and go down here? Well, the simple reason is it crossed more point, right? Right, so it's been bouncing between the orange line and it's hitting the resistance. So hitting resistance is overbought, more chance of going down. So for going down, I would say probably here at 13 exact. Why? Because if I go back, I can see it's right here. So even though here is important, but the previous high actually more important. Okay. Another point will be 1260. So we can actually pull down to 1275, 1260. Okay, so 1260. And I give it about 65-70%, which is a lot. If that's really good report and now look, it will test 1450. So the range is only about a couple $, which is still good for the stock. The last one will be AutoNation. Look like it's at this. It made all-time high and then pull back, then bounce a little bit. So it's pretty high, mid. Okay, so if I choose this, and then this. So basically we have in a way, okay, so in a way we have another wedge. No, it's the, what's it called? The megaphone, right? It looked like a megaphone shape. Short term, a little bit oversold, long term overbought. So more likely a pullback. So I would say, oh, the very short term, I forgot, is here. Okay. So this is short-term support here. And then short-term, nope, not that one. Okay. So midterm and short-term, it kind of hit the resistance and then came down, broke below the support, and then came back, tested, and then pull back again. And guess what we see again? Same pattern, bear flag. Okay, so more chance, so if given me more of a more chance of a pullback, breakdown. But if it go up, everything is good. We will test it again. It will touch the trend line again. Okay, that is part of the test, and also try to test the previous high. It at about 215, right? Okay, make it 216. Okay. 4, and this will have about 30% only. For lower range, I will pick here. Why? Because go all the way and then touch these high. You see that? So I will pick that level, and it's at 182. Okay, so if you do more practice, you will get this. And you know what? You might even predict better than the pro. Let me tell you. Just simple tool. No need anything fancy. No need all the simple moving average. Crayon line, too many line. It doesn't work. After 15 years of learning and slowly testing, I found this is the best and simple way to predict stocks. And it's actually been giving me about, I would say, 70%, if not more, of predicting correctly. And if you are not sure, you can check a lot of my earning prediction, and you will see for yourself. Pretty crazy, simple yet very effective. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. Please hit a like, share this video. You want to share this video for your friends or other people that kind of new or not sure what they're doing? Share this. They will learn something. And don't forget to subscribe. And if you want to see more video about earning prediction and see how I taught you very basic and detail in the early the first stock, which is HCA, and go through the other 5, you will see how you chart, how you pick the point, how you chart and predict the path, or I would say the short-term direction of a stock. All right, and you can click the other video which is popping up on the top corner, and then see more. And I'll see you in the next video.